I'm taking the podcast solo and I'm going to talk about the most interesting games and movies coming out in June 2023. And a lot of the movies are unfortunately unnecessary sequels, so stay tuned for that. I got all that and more on today's unnecessary episode of the Simonji Podcast. What's going on, lads and lasses? My name is Josh. Thank you again for joining the Simonji Podcast, and welcome. I got crap in my eye already. That's not a good start. Just a reminder that if you're new around here and you can't stick around for the entire podcast on the YouTube channel, you can subscribe to us on the go via the audio-only version. Odie, what are you doing right now? You can listen to us on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio app. So, no excuses for missing out on today's episode. So yeah, like I said at the very beginning, we're going to be talking about the upcoming games and movies of interest that are coming out in June 2023. And let's start off with video games, since I only have really one video game to talk about. So, here we go. This is Odie. Say hi, Odie. So the only really interesting game I have for you guys coming out this month is this little game called Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. And funny enough, it's a farming simulator, and you're probably asking yourself, Josh, you play farming simulators? Well, this game has actually a special place in my heart. Ha! Gay! So this is a remake of the famous Harvest Moon game called Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Besides some updates in graphics, characters, and some gameplay elements, the game looks more or less the same as the original Harvest Moon game, which I am surprisingly fine with. I mean, there's not a whole lot to this game. You pretty much run around, own a farm, try to get hitched, hit on some babes, collect some fossils. What else can you do in that game? You can brush your cow. Pretty much you live a farm life. It's such a stress-free game, which made it super fun back in the day on the GameCube. And now there's like crazy games like Animal Crossing, which actually, if you're a fan of Animal Crossing or what's the other one? Stardew Valley, that's what it's called. If you're a fan of those two games, you probably will enjoy Story of Seasons. So, this game comes out on June 27th and is available for all gaming platforms, including Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and even PC. So, yeah, I will probably be picking up this game, honestly. I feel like my wife would like this game a lot on the Switch, so yeah, you'll be sure to see me play it. It's not a big deal, it's whatever. Are you guys interested in playing this game, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, or maybe I missed a game that you're super stoked for? Comment down below. I want to hear it. Alright, so that's all I have for video games. So let's talk about the big movies coming out in June 2023. And, strap yourselves in. There's a lot of movies. So the first movie I'm going to be talking about is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is the sequel to the very popular 2018 Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie follows Miles Morales as he balances being Spider-Man and a regular kid, all while dealing with the multiverse and multiple spider people. This movie looks great, and if you have listened to this podcast before, you know that we are huge fans over here. Well, myself, Adam, Liz, and Becca. We really like this movie, so you should definitely check it out if you like good movies. And if you're like, no, and you don't like good movies, then this movie's probably not for you. Sorry, no. So definitely go check out this movie. It comes out to theaters on June 2nd. Which is available right now to watch at the time this podcast is going live. Alright, the next movie on our list is yet another sequel, and it's another Transformers movie. This one, I guess, has a robot gorilla or something. I really don't care about these Transformers movies and don't really follow the story. The last Transformers movie I watched was the stupid Bumblebee movie, and good lord, was that a terrible movie. Like, pretty much as soon as Shia LaBeouf left the franchise, I was like, you know what, I'm done. Who needs Transformers? Actually, I bailed after the first Transformers one, but that's neither here nor there. If you're interested in seeing this terrible movie, Noah, you can see this movie in theaters on June 9th. Yet another unnecessary sequel coming out this month is Extraction 2. This movie follows Chris Hemsworth, who plays as a military beefcake who is tasked with extracting some people out of a dangerous environment. You may think that's a stupid premise for a movie with a stupid title. Trust me, it gets worse. In the first one, he was extracting one person. In this one, he's extracting two people. Thus, Extraction 2. I'm not kidding you. Watch the trailer. Stupid. This movie is going to be an action-packed adventure with plenty of fights, gun battles, and oneers, which is those long one-shot takes that you see. One trailer was even showing off one of the oneers, where our boy Thor is breaking out of a prison and he's fighting a bunch of like armed guards and stuff. It looks super cool, I'm not gonna lie. I personally didn't care for the first one. I thought the oneers that they did, it dragged on a little too long. But I still think as a filmmaker, it was like super cool to follow and see how they did everything, and it looked really rad. Again, it's like one of these movies where like you enjoy it, you sit down, eat popcorn, watch an action movie, and you just turn your brain off for like 2 hours or something. So if this is up your alley, you can watch this movie on Netflix on June 16th. I would personally love to watch this movie on Netflix, but oh yeah, I no longer have access to Netflix because they're cracking down on password sharing or something like that. So Netflix, you're dead to me. You cheap bastards. All right, taking a break from sequels for now, we have Pixar's latest movie, which is called Elemental. This movie takes place in Element City, where elements of all shapes and sizes of all shapes and sizes live together. Did I just reverse myself in real life? That was weird. The story follows a young firebrand named Ember and a water boy named Wade as they navigate their different worlds together in a clever spin on Romeo and Juliet. Pretty much these two main characters, they want to get together, but because of their bigoted families, they cannot, because, you know, fire and water, they don't mix together, because that would be steamy. I gotta write that down, that was good. Just by watching this trailer, the animations look really cool, colors pop, everything. It looks like just a very well done animated movie. And from my understanding too, this is also Pixar's very first romantic comedy too. Like trying to think back, like I don't think Up was really a romantic comedy. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing more Pixar movies, this movie comes out on June 16th, which is the same day as Extraction 2. That's weird, but yeah. So either go see Extraction 2 on your couch at home, or you could go to the movie theaters and go see Elemental. The choice is yours. So I didn't realize this, but there's actually 3 big movies coming out on June 16th, which is so weird. So you have Elemental, you have Extraction 2, and then you also have The Flash. After constantly being delayed and the actor Ezra Miller being on the run, literally, this movie's finally coming out. This movie follows superhero The Flash as he travels back in time to save his mother, but by doing so, he completely f***ed up the entire DC timeline, which works in DC's favor, might I add, because if you haven't been following the news, DC is currently in this transitional period where they're taking all of Zack Snyder's like original Justice League, Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice, all those movies, and kind of scrapping it and just kind of rebooting the whole entire franchise to start all the way over. So by having Flash be this middle ground of, by Flash being this middle ground of them like resetting the whole entire timeline in the movie, it makes sense and it works out perfect for them, which, for the record, we've been calling since day one. So the Simonji Podcast, once again, is, on top of it, even though I don't know how to pronounce the name of our own podcast. Apparently in this movie there are a lot of cameos, including Ben Affleck's Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, and even Michael Shannon's General Zod. I will find him! I want to give you guys all a fair warning. Apparently there is another alleged big cameo in this movie. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I personally don't even know what the cameo is. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. Just letting you know, be on the lookout when you're looking online in this movie. Don't look up any reviews or any other trailers. Just watch the trailers that I'm showing right now in this video. Apparently Warner Brothers leaked them this big cameo themselves for whatever dumb reason. So again, if you don't want to hear any spoilers for The Flash, avoid watching any other trailers or look up any reviews of The Flash. Keep it here. We won't spoil anything unless we absolutely tell you. So you're welcome.
Did we already say that Cedric Diggory died?
So go check out this movie. Again, I've heard nothing but good things about this Flash movie. Apparently, James Gunn is saying it's the best superhero movie ever, which is a little over the top, Jamie, but, whatever. The Flash runs to theaters, see what I did there, on June 16th. Once again, one of the 3 big movies that are coming out on the same day. The next movie on our list is a movie called Asteroid City, which is a Wes Anderson movie. So if you're a fan of all the memes of people recreating, them living their lives as a Wes Anderson movie, prepare for more memes, I guess. This movie is about a small community of people who are forced to lock down in the city of Asteroid City after an alien apparently visits them overnight. This is a very quirky looking movie, which if you've seen like Wes Anderson movies, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. Like, I just recently watched the Grand Budapest Hotel with my wife, and yeah, it's quirky. It's fun, but it's quirky. Asteroid City comes to theaters on June 23rd. The last movie of interest coming out in June 2023 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Son of a bitch.
The last Indiana Jones movie, it's this movie allegedly. They said that about the third one, then they also said that about the fourth one, so who knows, there might be 12 more after this. We'll see how it does at the box office, I guess. This last movie follows Indiana Jones as he retires from his profession as a professor, only to be sucked back into his old adventuring ways. I have a really bad feeling about this movie. The trailers just didn't do anything for me. Like, they're de-aging Harrison Ford, which some shots it looks good, and then some shots are just like, oh, that looks bad. I don't know. It just... Shia is nowhere to be found in this movie, too. Short Round's not in this movie either. Instead, they've all been replaced by this other chick. It just all seems bleh. I mean, I'm probably going to go see the movie anyway, but I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. It's just so disappointing to see, like, a really good franchise just kind of, like, fall apart. So, anyway, that's my spiel. So, go see this movie with very low expectations. That way we're all genuinely surprised if it's a meh movie at best. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes to theaters on June 30th. So what do you guys think about these movies coming out in June 2023? Did I miss any that you're looking forward to? Comment down below. I want to hear it. Alright, so that's pretty much all I got for this episode of the Simonji Podcast. It's a relatively short episode because it's just me, Odie, and Mila over there, but yeah, it's a short podcast, so you're welcome. Again, if you have not subscribed already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, KPL Universe. Not only do we have the Simonji Podcast, but we also have a bunch of fun content like gameplays, reviews, live streams, and shenanigans, so you'll probably find something you like, so be sure to stick around for that. And if you're on the go, be sure to check us out on the audio-only podcast and give us 5 stars if you really enjoyed this podcast. If you thought it was okay or meh at best, then give us 4 and tell us how to improve. And of course, all the links are in the description for you guys, so if you want to go check out the audio-only podcast, there's links to your podcast player of choice. Podcast is a hard word for me to say today. And of course, if you're on the go, you can find our YouTube channel by just simply clicking the link as well. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks again for watching and listening. I'll see you guys next time here on the Simonji Podcast.